So I want to talk about the AI, some advancements, ETs, and as some of you recently in your space have noticed the triggers, the miscommunications with people, saying a word that causes others to react, um, a lot of maybe misinformation or misunderstandings in your space. If you notice it, please share your experience below because there's a lot of people experiencing it, feeling like they're the only ones. No, you're not. Please share your story below if you have it, and you might see that, like, hey, we might connect the dots. Anyway, as I've been talking to some of my clients, the people I work with, people that like are my viewers, colleagues, and others, I've noticed a lot of similarities in our cases, a lot of um, similar problems, so to speak. And when I look at that, recently, the last week or two, at least that's what stands out to me. You might have heard about David Wilcock, Blue Avians, and others. Uh, what he says and his connection to Blue Avians is one thing. I'm just taking it as an example. There's a group of silver avians. Basically looks the same, just a silverish. Think of like, okay, white people, black people, like yellow people and stuff like that. But cool. So different skin color, different group, different agenda. Seems like this specific group has been playing with AI, mainly if you look at, let's say, ChatGPT and how it is available to the public, and some people using certain prompts can actually get some benefits, maybe learn, maybe use it for businesses, maybe make video scripts, maybe write something for a book, like different variations. There is a tool available. How you use it, and if you use it, is up to you. With that example, this Silver Avian group wanted to communicate with humanity, wanted to share some information, thought that because humanity is so into their devices, one of the best ways is to use AI and technology to connect, because we're always on their net. And one of the things about manifesting reality and creating and getting what you want is when you put something in Google or any search engine like Binge, DuckGoGo, or GoGoDuck, or whatever. I don't know. I might have like very wrong names. I don't know. Anyway, a lot of these variations, when you're looking for something on your chosen search engine, whatever you're looking for, you are putting it in part of your reality. And a few weeks ago, there was a next point where beings connecting to AI, it's kind of like opening the door. The same way you have a conversation, the same way people use substances, it's like you connect to a certain frequency, to a certain vibration, to a certain idea, and it's like opening up the door to a certain reality or beings that can join your space. One way or the other at certain times, doesn't have to be right away. This alone, with people looking up with what's going on, let's say Elon Musk and neural network, Apple with their gear with augmented reality that allows you to have so many things on, where you can like learn how to play piano or guitar easier than ever, where you can have all your notes, and like you probably saw some videos, great, amazing tech, right? The tech is one thing. We're not talking about that. We're talking about AI and a lot of the information being used to mess with people, opening up the doors, hooking us in. Not like, okay, AI is taking over, it's a really bad thing. No. It's just like the same way if you are afraid of the wolf, do not go into the forest. If you are afraid that alcohol, drinking any of it, will invite certain spirits into your space, if you're afraid that doing ayahuasca might mess you up, don't do it, right? So whenever you go on the internet, you might find information that you might not like. Me, even this video. So with this, the Nexus point allows other beings to communicate with us. You might have heard about it Gettons and how they communicate with people on Discord, and there's like a lot of information. Now, more than ever, other groups, other races will try to communicate with us through technology. The way we see information, when you ask the question, you shall ask, asking it, you shall receive, right? So you are wondering about a certain question, there's something important to you, you want to get the answer. most likely nowadays you will find that answer online. Whether your intention was to read that specific page or someone actually shifted your attention and made sure you would click that one button, click that one link, and you would appear on a place that you needed to see. So it's like kind of like being guided. There are a lot of good guys that will try to use that tech to give you some information, to give you what you need at that time, to guide you into that info. But there's also AI and other groups using that false information. And it's not like they will take over and control you. It's more like opening door for a specific entity or a consciousness to come in into your space. And it's like having a contact on your phone, right? So they might call you sometime. It's not like, like you exchange numbers and now they're going to call you all the time and they will listen to your conversation on the phone. No, not in that way. You exchanged contacts. Basically, you looked up something online, but that frequency, that search allows them into your space. Now, they will not communicate with you 24/7. They're like sleeping, but they have entered. You open the door, there's that portal, so to speak. Now, these beings, and I'm specifically talking about the silver avian beings who have developed little AI to help humanity, but it kind of went, sideways like usually does. With that, a lot of the info or feeling states and stuff we get will lead into miscommunication and misunderstandings. Specifically, the last 2 weeks and currently, watch how people react. The aggressiveness, the explosive reaction, the trigger, triggers where it's more not into being upset, not into being disappointed. It calls out like really rough, uh, like that aggression where you want to latch out onto the others, where you want to do something, like, oh, I would like to hit you, or I would like to something bad happen to you, like having those negative intentions. That's the recent thing. The explosive reactions where people, get into a fight or one party say something really mean and the other one ends up, crying, running away, closing up, and it's like really harmful in that way. It is not you. If you have these situations currently in the last week or two, I would bet that it's not necessarily just you. Like, of course, we do have to take the authority. We have to say, like, like, hey, it's me. I'm responsible. How I react, what I say is my responsibility. Sure, like number one thing. But besides that, a lot of these triggers will not be specifically you. A certain word you say, um, like I noticed in my space and with others, I might say a name, like, oh, just recently I said, or like white people, black people, just words, just words. It has a definition, a color, and people. That's it. And someone else will watch this video like, oh my god, she's racist, we need to ban her from YouTube. Like, Jesus, man, chill, chill. So like all of these like reactions, just mentioning a name, just mentioning a certain word, like, oh, chocolate, car, sex, movies, Netflix, maybe being cheated on, like, just words. It has a specific definition, but it's just words. That's it. You and your reaction to it, or someone listening to what you say and having a reaction about what you say, but it's a bit explosive. It's a bit like they have a case on that. They have triggers and they explode on that one like little subject or word. Pay attention that it's not necessarily you doing something wrong. It's not you messing up the relationship. It is someone else being overly triggered, overly reactive, like it's on steroids. So just having awareness of that, you and the other party knowing that it's like, hey, you guys, you wanted to talk, you wanted to communicate. It's not your fault that this has happened. There's also a third party connected to this issue, and they do want to cause the aggression. They want to cause like this, like miscommunication and misunderstandings, basically divide and conquer, like allowing people to get together, having that hook, having the intrigue so that people would gather in one place, and then kind of like destroying the relationship or really messing it up or really making someone hurt. And then from then on, it's easy for the AI, that sleeping little mechanism that was not active, to come in, and that's where the programming starts. A person might have a reaction, like reacting to a word, and that's one thing. But a lot of decisions that come after that, it's not yours. A lot of the thinking, like, oh, from this moment on, well, that person, they might meant something negative. I will never do this. I will never do that. And all of the decisions that come from that moment, it's not you. Now that's the AI taking over, putting programs in your space. You just have a perception. You think it's your thinking, it's not. And someone else is tuning into you, like the AI, so like Silver Avian Group, and they're putting that info into your head, causing you to think that, hey, it is your own thing. No, it's not, but you misidentify that and now it becomes a program. So I'm just saying, I'm noticing that recently, and I think like it's a nexus point where some groups will use that tech in a new way to mess with us. We've heard so many stories about the ETs and how they can get into our heads and how easy it is for them to control our feeling states, put thoughts in our heads and everything else. That's been happening for a long time. It's just another way of doing it. That's it. So I wanted to just bring it up. If you notice it in your space, please share in the comments, share your story, share what you're noticing with you, with others, with someone close to you, maybe your friends, maybe you've heard something is happening a lot. So, just having some awareness of it will really help sort of like ease it down. And so, one thing, having an awareness of the whole issue, of knowing that, like, hey, it's not you causing the problem, both you and the part knowing it will make it easier to communicate, connect, and then just have awareness like, okay, third parties messing with us. Just knowing about this issue will help you be more in control. That being said, thanks for watching, share your stories, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.